Hey you guys, it's your girl director Celeste. Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a minute since I've been vlogging, but I promise I'm going to catch you guys all up. My daughter brought the kids down from Georgia for a spring break at Cece's, where the memories are magical. Let's get into it. So Monday morning was the beginning of our spring break activities, and our first stop was Dinosaur World. This is located right outside of Tampa, Florida, in Plant City, Florida. Dinosaur World has 3 locations. There's one in Florida, obviously. There's one in Texas, and there's one in Kentucky. And for the state of Florida, I think it's our only outdoor dinosaur museum. And so that's kind of what this is. There's life-sized dinosaurs and figures throughout the park. They're not interactive, they don't move, they don't make noise. So if the kids are like a little bit older, they're probably not going to be impressed by this at all. But the smaller kids absolutely loved it. And I actually had a good time too. So like I said, the first portion of it is like a museum, and you go through the park, and there's all these life-sized prehistoric animals that you can touch and go up to and take pictures with and read about. There's fun facts and like their proper names and what they eat and how long ago they lived and like all these wonderful things. If you're really interested in the prehistoric era, the kids absolutely love dinosaurs. They love Jurassic Park. There was a little area where they had these dinosaurs doing a concert like every 10 minutes that I thought was like so cute, because they really thought they were dancing to the music of the dinosaurs. So that was so cute. They have a bunch of little cute things around where you can like stop and, like I said, take pictures. There are little things you can interact with, like the little band there that plays, and they have this little thing here where you could like stick your head inside the dinosaur's mouth and take your pictures. And they have a bunch of cute little fun like photo op kind of things like that. And what I did like was, even though the little guy, you couldn't really see his head, but everything is like the right size for these kids. So the next activity that we did within the park is I think it's called the Dino Express. So it's a train ride, and you actually ride through another section of the park where you actually get to see the dinosaurs like in their natural habitat, if you will. So like the dinosaurs that should be in the water are in the water. The ones that were able to fly, they have like suspended from like the trees and stuff. And so you have like the moms and babies. You just see so many different prehistoric animals and dinosaurs. It's really, really cute. I think the kids absolutely enjoyed it. And like I said, we had a good time too. The oldest girl right there is the one who's obsessed with dinosaurs. And because she's the oldest of the bunch, she can persuade the other 2. So they absolutely love, I think they did like a Jurassic World, like a spinoff of Jurassic Park, and it's on Netflix, and it's like an animated series. When I tell you, they have seen every episode of every season of that show probably 5 times. They like run and hide when the dinosaur comes out in the intro. Every episode, they will make you do it too. So I knew this would be something that they would absolutely love, because they're literally obsessed with dinosaurs. So after we finished the train ride, we went and did the fossil dig, which I didn't get videos from that, even though it was super cute. But after the fossil dig, the final activity was the Dino Gem Mine, and I thought this was really, really cool. You get like this bag of dirt, and you put a little bit of dirt at a time into the container, and you put the container into the water and sift it, and as the dirt rinses off, it's going to reveal these beautiful gems. So for the kids, it was like magic. I actually am into rocks. My mom used to collect unique rocks. I have a couple of them, and I'm super excited to be able to add these to my collection as well. After that, we wrapped it up. That was pretty much the trip. We spent about, I know my ticket was $40, so I know the kids was a little bit cheaper than that. And you got the full thing, the museum, you got the train ride, the gems, and the fossil dig. And then we stopped by the gift shop on our way out and got them a little keepsake item, and that was it. After, Mom wanted to go to Applebee's because they have a really cute kids menu. And I think it was like $6, and they got to pick out everything they wanted to eat, their sides, their drink, and a dessert, which was really, really cute. I hate Applebee's, but they always have really good drinks. So my daughter ordered this, I think this is called the Martini Flight, I think. And so the red one there is a strawberry one, and then the other two were peach. She was gonna get all three flavors and drink them all herself, but I was like, girl, I want to at least try one. So she got two peach ones, and one of those was for me to try, and the rest were for her. Like I said, I don't like their food, but they do have a cute little cocktail, and that actually was very good with the sugar on the rim. The kids got their meals, and then they had their sundaes come out, which again was included in the meal. I thought it was super cute, even though they fought over who wanted strawberry and who wanted chocolate and who didn't. But yep, we finished that, and then we headed home, and day one of our spring break was successful. So day 2 of spring break was Tuesday, and we planned a movie night, and we cooked at home and just stayed by the house. But day 3 was Wednesday, and we planned for a beach day. So we were going to Fort Myers Beach. I had checked the weather, but I checked the weather for the numerical value, meaning I wanted to make sure the temperature would be high enough for us to enjoy the day, and also that it wouldn't be cloudy or rainy. However, I overlooked the little wind emoji, right? As you can see, the palm trees are blowing. By the time we get on the beach and get our chairs and get set up, not even an hour later, that wind is going to pick up and produce a sandstorm so crazy that they pretty much closed down the beach. I mean, you could go up to the bars by the hotels, but we had the kids, so we pretty much had to evacuate. I had a horrible reaction with my allergies, and I had a sore throat for 3 days, me and the kids. So day 3 at Fort Myers Beach, grand opening, grand closing, the sand and the wind blew us away. So day 4 of spring break was Thursday, and I decided to celebrate Easter early. The kids would be back home in Georgia by Easter, and then I'd have to send them Easter baskets and pay to ship them in the mail. So I decided to fill up another day with an activity. Let's just do Easter. So I did a small Easter egg hunt in the backyard. Mom got the day off. She went to go do like a self-care day. She went and got a pedicure and got herself some drinks and went shopping. And I stayed home with the kids. And like I said, we had fun in the backyard. They did a little Easter egg hunt, and then I got them those little, instead of Easter baskets, I got those jumbo Easter eggs there, and I just filled them with a bunch of stuff. Mom said no candy this year, but I had to sneak them in one little thing that was this sweet. So after we finished that, my grandson Brandon, whenever he comes to town, he believes it is his responsibility to feed and walk the dog KJ, because when Messiah is not there, that's my man, Brandon is the man of the house. So he did his work, his chore for the day. And I did not know this, but my oldest granddaughter knows about yoga. So when she saw the sound bowls, they started doing this, playing around. I thought it was so cute. So we had a little yoga session. And then just like the night before the first day of school, we laid out our matching outfits, because the next day was Friday, and that was the final day of our spring break week. And we were heading to Naples Zoo. So we got up the next morning on Friday. And it's about a 45-minute drive from where I live to Naples. So we went to the zoo. We had a great time. Everyone loved our matching outfits. Like, people were saying, oh my God, we didn't even think of that. So many compliments. And then Brandon had on his all white so he could still coordinate with us. The first thing we did was rent carts, because, it's pretty hot and the zoo is pretty big, so we wanted to make sure the kids were comfortable. And then we went and got some snacks. I don't know why, but the last 2 times I've had snow cones, they've been disgusting. How do you mess up ice and sugar? Anyway, I chauffeured Brandon around, and my daughter took care of the girls, and they definitely enjoyed being catered to the entire day and not having to walk. We went and we fed the giraffes. The kids had such a good time. Me and my daughter were like, wait a minute, we want to feed the giraffe too. So after we let the kids feed the giraffes and take their pictures, we went back and fed the giraffes, and it was only $5, so it was like super inexpensive. So we had time to see a few more animals before it was time for us to get in line to get on the boat for a little, maybe a little ferry ride, where we went out onto this lake, which was surrounded by a bunch of trees, and in the trees lived a bunch of monkeys. So they showed us all the monkeys. It was like a little tour. The kids absolutely loved it. My baby had a little meltdown, as kids oftentimes do, but as you can see, 2 minutes later, she was twirling and having a great time, because when you are with Cece, you will only have smiles and great memories and happy times. So our final stop was the gift shop before we went home to spend our last night together because our spring break week was unfortunately coming to an end. But we had a wonderful time together, and Brandon woke up bright and early to make sure he fed KJ one last time before they got on the road to head home. Thank you guys so much for watching our spring break week video. Don't forget to like it and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys next time.